Hi, anyone who may be watching this video. My name is Shireen, and I am 37 years old. I'll be 37 in another month, 2 months. I recently got the gastric sleeve surgery, and I have been binge watching a lot of other YouTube videos of other people who've gotten sleeved, and so I thought that it would be a good idea for me to go ahead and video, whether anybody watches or not, just for my benefit, to kind of document my journey for me. So this is my first video. I've already been sleeved. I was sleeved on the February the 21st, 2017. And so I wrote some notes here because I want to keep my video decently lengthed. And since I've already had surgery, I kind of have a lot that I wanted to talk about. And then of course I'm going to give a body shot of what I currently look like right now. So I want to give a little bit of background for anyone who may be watching as to why I had the surgery in the first place. So, well, I've always struggled with weight for as long as I can remember. I wasn't always hugely overweight, but I was always at least somewhat overweight. Although I look back at high school, I'm like, dang, I wish I was that size. But so the heaviest I've ever been in my life, I was in my early 20s. I was 275 is when I got to my heaviest. I actually lost. I went down to I think I got down to 165 at one point. And then I gained a little bit back, and I was wavering at 190 for a while. And then I slowly started gaining back, and then I had 2 more children, and I never got back up to 275, but between dieting and not dieting, I would go from 265 to maybe 245. I fluctuated. I never got back down to Wonderland, as I hear people call it. Never been back down into the Wonderland for several years now. And of course, after I lost all of that weight, and it came back with a vengeance, and it did not want to go. So 275 was my heaviest, but when I decided to have surgery, I was 266, 268, maybe around there. Right before surgery, after my pre-op diet, I weighed 264, right? Yeah, 264. And my current weight, 2 weeks post-op, I am 250. I actually was 248, and I gained 2 pounds. I don't know what the hell is up with that. We'll get into that in a little bit. Okay, so aside from just being overweight, the reason I had surgery, the biggest reason that I had surgery is I've had 3 back surgeries over the past few years. 2 of them were actually back to back. I ended up with a ruptured disc in my lower back, and I suffered for about a year of severe pain. I homeschool my kids, and I was basically homeschooling from my bed, my beautiful bed in the background here. I would lay in bed, and they would bring their books, and we would do school from bed. And if I managed to get up and sit in my recliner, then we did school from my recliner. You know, I was in bad shape, and the pain was just bordering on ridiculous. I got so depressed because my kids were little. They were 5 and 4, and they were having to make their own meals, do their own laundry. My little one had to help me get dressed. Like I had to walk with a walker. I was in the emergency room so many times. Ambulance had to come get me because my back would lock up and I couldn't move, and I was screaming. I mean, it was ridiculous. And I had my first surgery finally. I had my first surgery, and things got a lot better within the month after surgery. I felt so much better, and I wasn't having to walk with a walker or anything like that. And then, stupid me, I was playing with my cat. Of all the things, I was playing with my cat. He kind of chased me down the hallway, and I just stepped down. Like, I didn't fall or anything, but I stepped down, I guess, too hard with how heavy that I was. Boom, the rest of my disc. They only removed part of my disc in the first surgery. So the rest of my disc in that area ruptured. And I suffered for about a week or 2 weeks with pain until I fell again and I couldn't get back up, and went to the emergency room, had my second surgery. Came home after that surgery, and I couldn't go to the bathroom. Nothing. And I was in a lot of pain. So I was home for 2 days, and I went back to the emergency room. And they had to drain my bladder, and it was like literally fixing to explode. It was so full. So at that visit, I had an MRI. They saw a blood clot, so I had to go back into surgery. I left with an indwelling catheter. If you don't know what that is, that's where basically you're wearing the urine bag, like the catheter stays in your bladder and you wear the bag around. And I wore that for 3 months. The urologist told me I'd never be able to go to the bathroom on my own, so they taught me how to catheterize myself so I didn't have to wear the bag. But if I had to go to the bathroom, I had to stick the catheter in my pee hole. Sorry, TMI, but that's just gonna be real here. That's what I had to do. And I did that for about 6 months, and I was losing weight because I got a gym membership, and I wanted to lose weight because this is not something that is going to go away quickly. It's never going to go away. Forget I said quickly. It's not going to go away. I have other bad discs in my back. My weight is wearing on my joints, and I did not want to have this happen again. I had lived in pain for so long, and I was just so done. I said, I've got to do something about this. And I'm sorry, I'm getting a little teary-eyed because it's just this very emotional time that I went through. So I should have brought tissues over here. So for 6 months, I was catheterizing myself. Finally, I started being able to go more and more on my own. Now, I am not 100% better. I can't empty my bladder all the way, still more susceptible to urinary tract infections. Also, my left side from my waist down, so like my left butt cheek and all the way down the outside of my left leg down to the outside of my left foot, has got that numb tingling feeling like when your leg falls asleep or something, all the time since 2000, for 4 years now, because of nerve damage, because of the the disc, and my surgeries. And there's a lot more that went on during that time, but I'm already hitting 10 minutes and I've not even gotten to the bulk of me having the surgery. So, okay, so at any rate, I considered a handicap. I have a handicap tag, like I limp, can't stand for very long, can't walk for very long. Exercising was challenging. I did a lot of things in the pool. I did get to the point where I could get on the treadmill for about 30 minutes, but I had to be holding on. When I walk without holding on to something, I'm crooked and it hurts my back. So I'm still living with pain, but it was a lot less after I lost weight. Okay, so I got down to actually I think I got down to 238 over 2 years of exercise. Oh, I just heard my doorbell. Ugh. I knew I wasn't going to be able to get through this video. Okay, hang on.